Hey everybody, what is up again? Old School NYC Gamer. My apologies for earlier. Apparently, thank you to one of the people out there told me that I had a black screen because somebody was FaceTiming me and totally messed up the stream. So I do apologize for that. So we're going to go as quickly as I can for what I was saying before. So for those people who don't have a SNES Mini, let alone an NES Mini, but don't still want to spend all those stupid scalper prices, you simply just need three things: a Raspberry Pi, a decent controller, and one of these. And why? Because you can see right there through arcadepunks.com, you could totally check it out. They have an amazing community. They're always making amazing builds for the Raspberry Pi when it comes to retro gaming. And Mad Little Pixel, I believe, I don't know if this is a person himself who did this, but basically did a image file that basically has, you know, the Nintendo, the NES Mini look and feel of it, and it's actually pretty good. You know, I was testing out a couple of games, but we'll test out a couple more really quick. So all you really need is an 8GB card. You don't need nothing too crazy, because to my knowledge, they have the majority of the US library for Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, so on and so forth. So I'm going to switch over to my TV really quick. Let me just get rid of this real quick and switch over to the HDMI. And just plug that in and show you what it's all about. Just give me 1 second, guys. If you hear noise in the background, I do apologize for that, because that is my AC going, because even though it's we're in fall in New York, it's still a little freaking hot, and I'll leave it at that. So just give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to reposition the camera a little better for you, just to show you how this goes. So this will be, I believe, on the first boot. I tried to show you the first original boot, and to show you how it's all booted up, but I believe it's going to go over a couple of times. So you just got to give it a moment, be patient. And as we start Emulation Station for the first time, and there we go. So as soon as you start it up, you're going to hear that classic NES Mini you know, jingle. So of course the games I would say were added before were Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and the NES. So mind you though, if you remember the last stream, or the one I had to delete and re-upload, I have an NES, or not NES, a Super Nintendo shell that I got off of Etsy. So, you know, it's laser printed, does a job. I'm pretty content with it. So let me show you some of the Super Nintendo titles here. Now I did check in the last stream. We'll try it again though. See if Captain Commando actually works. It might be one of those games that is a little glitchy. And like I said, what I do like about the look and feel of it, I mean, besides all the information from the game and the box art, you also get a synapse of the description of the game itself. So let's check it out and hopefully see if it works. Okay, now it works. So yeah, hopefully it's not going to get too buggy here, but I'm going to show you a little bit quick gameplay, people, and just show you exactly, you know, make sure that the game does run correctly and the controls are good. Of course, you got your options. Of course, we'll go down there because I suck at this. And we'll hit start. And you do have 4 playable characters. You got Mummy Commando, Captain Commando, Ninja Commando, and Baby Commando. So, you know, we'll just go with Ninja Commando. Just shake it up a little bit. And of course, you know, Capcom is always known for those you know, quarter bunchers. Well, I can tell you so far that the controls are pretty tight so far. Very responsive. And you got a big old freaking sledgehammer. Alright, so we'll just exit out of that. So of course if you want to get out of the game, you just hit your start and select and it takes you back to the main menu. So, just really quickly, just to show you, of course, if you need to do any of the tweaks or whatever, I think I just went back into the game. Whoops. Press B for back. You go into the config menu, and of course you can just, check out your audio, your themes. If you would like to change them, of course, I wouldn't know why would you want to do that, since you want to do the NES Mini style. And of course, this is running on, this is running through RetroPie. So if you want to add Wi-Fi, whatever it is you want to do, you can do that if you want. But so we'll just go back there and check out Game Boy and see how that works. Okay, we'll go with the one, obviously, and see how it looks on here. But actually, wait, I just realized, when it does come to, let's see, the video, I don't know if that is on here. I kind of forgot that. Because I wonder if there's a way you could, pull it through, you want to get the full image, even though you only got to get, 4:3. So we'll go back into the Game Boy section. And let's check out Miner 2049er. I know that's a random pick, but I wanted to see how this looks on the Game Boy. And for those who don't know, Miner 2049er is a very classic computer game. And what you mainly have to do is you have to match, or you have to basically get the, as you go slide down, you have to basically walk over all the, all this area here. You have to fill them up, but you cannot fall to a certain height or you're going to die. Which I'm not doing so well right now. So you only have really just one attack. You just got your jump attack. And I'm still trying to figure out how am I going to get up there. Then you got this bugger right here. See, well, and that's how you die. So I'm just going to exit out of that, everybody. Check out another Game Boy game here. See something a little more easier. Or let's try Operation C. And it's made by Ultra. We know it's Konami. Come on, who you fooling? Yep, and just like in Contra, it's the same music. See, I wonder if the if the Konami code works for this as well. Ah, good old spread. Where were you? you get the gist of that one, everybody. So let me just go back out to the main menu here. And as I said before, you know, you could actually, if you need to change your settings, you know, you just gotta hit start in the main menu, and you can do that. But like I said, we're not gonna do that. So just gonna exit out of that. Game Boy Color, NES. Let's try a Game Boy Color game. Like I said, I'm just really curious how this all looks. Let's try 1942 from Capcom. I mean, of course, on a television it looks amazing, and even if it was on a Game Boy AGS 101 model, it will look pretty good too. But on a television screen, it doesn't look too bad. But you also have to remember, everybody, is, you know, it's for a way smaller screen, nothing like a television screen. So let's check out 1942, as that is pretty freaking loud. Yep, and it has that classic 1942, you know, Morse code SOS kind of a deal. But you get the gist of it, people. This is 1942 as you see it. Like I said, not too bad. Okay, so we'll get out of that one here. Let's check out the Game Boy Advance. Of course, there's like a ton of games on this, if I believe I'm not mistaken. Oh well, 933 games. Remember, these are for the United States titles. Let's go with something a little different. Or actually, might as well check out a Mario. Actually, oh no, wait a minute. I just saw something. I forgot they actually have the classic NES series games on here, which I was actually quite surprised that they have those. But we're not going to do that because we're going to play something a little more different. Let's see. Let's see how Crazy Taxi plays on the Game Boy Advance. I'm actually kind of curious to see how this looks. Heard mixed reviews about it, so you also got to remember, though, for being the Game Boy Advance, you know, it's a smaller screen, it's tighter, it's going to look cleaner. You got to have something on a way bigger, you know, screen. It's going to look very pixelated. It might not look so pixelated to you here, but I'm looking at it, and trust me, it's pretty pixelated.
Crazy Taxi! Everybody now, let's have some fun! Alright, let's go make some crazy money!
So you can already tell it's pretty damn pixelated, so...
Go ahead, take a pass. Alright, let's get it on!
So we're going to see, even though it has some good voice representation, how smooth is it going to be when you play it? So use the A button for acceleration. Yeah, it's definitely different. But yeah, way too slow. So we're gonna exit out of that. Try to find something maybe a little more fluid. Give me a second here. Try to find it. Okay, so let's see. You got Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, or Mario Party Advance, or Mario Pinball Land, Mario vs. Donkey Kong. You know what? We'll just try that one just to see, you know, what this one's about. Flash hardware could not be detected. Saving is disabled. But it doesn't stop me from getting into the game. Yeah, that is a very weird intro. So like I said, we'll just try this out and see how this looks.
Let the gate going.
I have no clue what I'm doing here, everybody, so just...
Here we go.
So I have to go through certain things here to get the red key. To get the key. Kind of a puzzle platformer kind of thing. Okay, so, oh, okay. I kind of see how this is. You gotta pick up the key, you have to hold it a certain amount of time. Okay, well that's the gist of that one. So we'll just get out of that real quick. And check out the NES. Like I said, just to show you guys that all these games, for the most part, are actually, you know, pretty playable. Let's check out Battletoads. Excuse me. And yes, I know this game is hella hard, so I'm only going to be playing the first couple of stages. Just to, or the first couple of minutes of this, see how far I can get. And then we'll just move on and I'll show you the other builds, or what I did with the actual build I have for the Nintendo that I have here. So just give me one moment. Well, you get the gist of that there for Battletoads. So, once again, everybody, like I said, this is the SNES NES Mini build, image build that was done by Mad Little Pixel, if I'm not mistaken, over at Arcade Punks. So once again, with that image itself, you could get basically five basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different NES systems on one image. You get pretty much all the United States games as you need, but I will show you specifically the Super Nintendo build that I got, or kind of a couple of the themes that I used. So I'm just going to unplug this really quick, just to show you what I'm talking about. Give me one moment here, guys. I'm going to put the actual image, the card that I'm using, that I have used for this build. Just going to put it in the Pi very carefully, as not to damage it. Plug it in and show you. Basically, I'm using RetroPie for this, the basic latest version of RetroPie, just to show you how basic I wanted it, but at the same time, it's very effective, and I'm quite happy with it. As long as it plays the games, I'm good with that. Granted, you could play, with the hacked SNES Mini, you could do, put a certain amount of games only on a 300 megabyte space, whereas with this, I pretty much have every single game and what have you known to man. So I used the, let me see, let me go to the menu here really quick. So I went to the UI settings, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. So I basically used a pixel theme set for this, and I'm just going to go back and just show you. Basically, I have over 3,600 games available to me whenever I want. And the way I just had it done, I have the betas folder, hacks, homebrews, intros and demos, which I really don't do that much. Then, of course, you got the Super Famicom titles right there, and the PAL titles, prototypes. And you got the Super Arcade and Super Famicom box, which I've never really done anything with that. I might do a video on that soon. Translated games. Then, of course, the US titles, unlicensed. And just for the heck of it, let's check out the translations. Let's see what's in there. And, of course, these are basically like a lot of RPG titles, which I usually don't really cover that much, if at all, because that's not really my thing. But you see some of the titles right here. You got Secret of Mana 2. And let's see here, Super System Arcade and Super Famicom box. Let's check this out. So these are basically the titles. I believe these were for the arcade, if I'm not mistaken. But like I said, I could be totally wrong on this. Please feel free to comment below and correct me on that. So let's go back and show you some of the prototypes. Apocalypse 2, Batman, Congo the Movie, Cornbuster, which I never heard of, The Fireman, and this was supposed to be a US title, so if you saw my stream last night, I was showing some gameplay of that. So of course, homebrews, we'll go in the homebrews section here, and these are playable demos, but I've never really seen, anything of these, or it's a playable demo. Let's see, let's check out Commodore 64 collection, and I'm really just curious about this one. So we'll just go into launch. And this is an image of January 1995, so could just go and select it for the info. So the games you have here are Annihilator and Clowns. So let's see, of course, we don't have a keyboard. So let's see what we got here. We're going to press start. And these are the games that are available to you. You got Annihilator, Boogaboo, Chicken Chase, Clowns, Kickman, Matrix, Pakakuta, Serpentine, Slicker, and Tanks. So let's try Pakakuta and see what this game is all about. This was done in 1982. Just press start. Like I said, this is a playable demo, so mind you, you're not going to get any sound on this. Or never mind, I guess you do get sound. It's got the volume very low. But we'll exit out of that. And let's see, of course you got hacks, and of course there's a ton of them. There's so many Super Mario World hacks, it's not even funny. And Super Metroid hacks, pretty much the same deal. The hacks you got here, of course they'll say, within the descriptions here, Arkanoid is a converted NES hack, was ported over to the Super Nintendo. I mean, yeah, like it goes on and on. With over 3,600 games, you know, you can't go wrong with that. So, yeah, everybody, that is the long and short of what's on this. So let me just go back over to the computer here, just to kind of give you the long and short of, like I said, of the build here. Yeah, this is just one of many. Like I said, I'll just show you really quick. Going to the Pi front ends. And let me just zoom in so you can see this a little better. Move this over so you can see exactly what is up. Yeah, these are just some of the installs itself. You got them with attract mode. HyperPie. I mean, it just goes on and on, people. Like, so many freaking builds on here. They even have one for the PlayStation. You got a Retro Classics RetroPie image, NES Classic style. That's at 13 gigabytes. There's so many options that you could do with this. So freaking many. You even got a Pi Zero install. If you have the Pi Zero, I believe for the arcade. Sorry if I'm like stuttering a little bit. And then of course you got the 200 byte attract mode here. Like I said, this is like a lot of stuff you got to go through just to get this working. But yeah, you have ones I believe Mini Genesis right there. Vertipie. This is basically for games if you want to play basically vertical, i.e. arcade games. I haven't really messed with that myself just yet. And yeah, it's like I said, it just goes on and on and on, guys. So let me just I'm gonna wrap this up pretty much. Like I said, this is one of the shorter streams that I'm doing tonight. Like I said, it's just been a long freaking weekend for me. And yeah, if you want to check out the website, once again, people, check out arcadepunks.com. They got their forums, they got blogs, infos, and resources, anything you need. So that, if you want to know more about the builds and how this all works, I mean, you could do that, or look them up on YouTube as well as you're watching this right now. So that's it, everybody. I'm going to go to bed. I got a whole weekend ahead of me. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm going to be putting up a few more videos next week. I still have a backlog of stuff I want to put up. And that's about it. Once again, check me out on Facebook and Instagram. And that's about it. Have a good one, everybody. Have a good night and take care. Cheers.